Hiya, it's been a while. Today I just wanted to kind of do a little unboxing even though I don't have like an official box. I just got a few art supplies over the holidays at Christmas. And so yeah, I thought you might want to join in, maybe grab your sketchbook and get creative as I show you the few little things that I have with me today. All right, so we're gonna start off with these different little pencils that I have. This is a brand, Prismacolor and Cretacolor, which I've never tried before, and so I thought it would be good to just start off with having one or two examples of, before buying like a whole set, just to kind of get the gist of what kind of materials they are. This is a color, obviously, that you might know I quite love, and that I have in many different mediums. This is a lime peel, which is a funny name. It's funny, the nub is quite stocky on all of these. It's kind of like short. I think I'm probably just going to sharpen them with my regular sharpener. Just so that I can, draw with them a little bit more. And I have to say, it feels really nice. Quite creamy. Let me maybe try a luminance alongside that, just to really compare the difference. Okay. I'll take kind of the equivalent. It's not exactly the equivalent, actually, but this is the green ochre of luminance and the lime peel. So you can already hear the difference, I think. This one feels almost slightly smoother, I'd say. This one has something a little bit scratchier to it. Let me try a different green. Yeah, I would say that these Prismacolors, they feel slightly softer, maybe almost waxier, something like that. Really cool color. Very happy about that. I think that's going to complement well my green ochre. And then I got these two Cretacolor. One Nero medium. I think there were different ones like hard or soft or something. I would say this is actually quite a hard lead. Not too soft, but can be pretty, yeah, I think that could work well on top of different things. It seems to work a little bit better on that one. And then this one, which is a little bit different, so it's aqua green. And it's funny because it doesn't really look that green when you lay it down. It looks almost more like a graphite pencil, I'd say. But apparently, let me grab a brush. You can wet it, which is why I was intrigued by it. Ooh, very fun. So that's got a really cool texture. And you can see a little bit more of that green undertone. But I'm actually thinking it must be like some sort of graphite with maybe a little bit of pigment, because it just looks very graphite-like. I'm actually curious, what if I wet this one, the Nero medium? Dilutes a tiny bit. My lime peel does dilute a tiny bit as well. All of these have a tiny bit, but yeah, the Aquagraph, you can really see the difference. So yeah, I was just curious about these. I would say this one is definitely my highlight, but I also really think that texture is really cool. And then finally today we have 3 other little colors. These are just different Holbein gouache. I got one Acryla Orange Yellow, which is a color that I don't own. I mean, none of these colors I own. And then just regular gouache. And this moss green I was really, really intrigued by. I really love a good green. So I wanted to try that out. And then I got this cadmium yellow just because I don't have any cadmium yellow. Obviously, cadmium, you know, you have to just be careful with it. You shouldn't, you know, touch it when you're, like, when it's wet with your fingers, that kind of thing. But yeah. And also because I've been having fun. For example, you know, in yesterday's live drawing session about pangolins, we were doing gouache and colored pencil mixes, like, you know, just experimenting with different types of gouache. And that's one of the things I definitely noticed is that regular gouache, regular Holbein gouache, I prefer laying down my colored pencils on my regular gouache as compared to my Holbein gouache. Sorry. Oh God, I'm having a hard time. I'm going to manage to say this. I prefer overlaying the colored pencils on regular Holbein gouache as compared to the Acryla Holbein gouache, because the Acrylic gouache has that, you know, kind of slight plasticky feel, and I just don't love it as much. It does work, so I did that here where I overlaid some colored pencil on the top of that, but it just has like this resistance, this plasticky feel that I'm not a huge fan of. And so having a bigger range of regular gouache is something that I think I would really enjoy in that respect. Obviously, cadmium yellow, it's uncomparable in terms of brightness. It's just really vibrant and beautiful. And maybe I'll wait till it dries to kind of try to play with that. In the meantime, I can kind of show you the other two, the acrylic gouache and the moss green. This orange yellow was, of course, very bright and beautiful. Has a little bit of transparency, I can tell, because you can see kind of the colored pencil underneath. And that aquagraph as well. But really nice color. Even though it's funny, orange is like one of those colors that I'm never like drawn to oranges in general, but I've been using them a little bit more alongside other colors, like especially like dark blues, or even maybe this moss green. I think I'm gonna love this one. I already do. That's such a beautiful color. Ooh, yum. Yum, yum, yum. This is definitely, I've got kind of a fall vibe going here. Even though it's still winter. Even though it feels like spring kind of where I am, which is weird. And it shouldn't, but... yeah. All right. And then finally, I have a few little fun things, which are these Blackwings. So I already know Blackwings. If you don't know Blackwings, they are kind of the creme de la creme of pencils. And I'll show you this one, which I still need to sharpen. Sorry, that's taking a while. This is actually my first Blackwing was one of these, the gray ones. Really nice. Blackwings historically were a very specific type of pencil that a lot of people loved. And then they went out of business, I think, or something, and then it got bought back, and there's been a revival of it in recent years. And I have to say, like, it's the kind of thing, like, I was like, oh, whatever, it's just a pencil, like, what's the big deal? And then finally I got one, and I was like, okay, I kind of understand what they're talking about. It has something that's a little darker, I'd say, than most pencils. It's also got, like, a softness to it that I really love. And I kind of almost just swear by these now. And you can sometimes get like a set, which is what I got, a set of all their different kinds of pencils. So this is the 602. And I'm going to be honest with you, the differences are not massive, but I definitely do have some that I prefer over others. So this is the Pearl. Pearl. Maybe I'll also go soft on all of these so you can kind of see the... So you see, Pearl looks a little darker, I'd say, maybe. I don't know, it's hard to describe the differences, but they do feel different. This one is the one that I think I like the least. It's got the hardest lead. And this was one that I hadn't tried yet. This is the natural. But, you know, hard lead can be great if you're wanting to do super detailed work. Obviously, if you have a softer lead, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. And then finally, the matte, which I have to say, I love the color of it. I love how matte it is, clearly. And you can really see right away that it's much darker. It's the softest one of all of them. So it's a dream to work with, but maybe not great for details. Even though you can get, if you go light, you can get a pretty fine line. But yeah, you can, I think you can really see the difference in the darkness of the black. So yeah, that's something that I treated myself to. Yeah, I would say I think my favorites would be this one, and then either the Pearl or the 602. I think I have a slight leaning for the 602 just because it was my first Blackwing, and so I just got used to this being what I thought a Blackwing was. But the Pearl is quite nice as well. Alright, so that's about it. It's just a small little art supply haul. You know, in recent years I've been doing less art supply hauls because I did so many over the pandemic, and don't get me wrong, it brought me so much joy, but I have a lot of art materials, and so it's just every once in a while that I try to kind of supplement or build up what I have at the moment. Let me know if you'd like me to do actually like a review video. I haven't ever really done like a side-by-side comparison of all the different types of gouache that I have. I did it actually the other day in the Elated Passionate Pangolin, the Pangolin session, where I kind of showed the Kisho Gansai, the acrylic gouache, the regular gouache, and then this other brand I have that's called Linnell. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you also took some time to bring out your own sketchbook and maybe do a little mark making and get your hands dirty. That's always a nice thing. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.